let's see what we can do with this. There we go. That brings out the eyes a little more. I want to bring his color up just a little bit. But I don't want to blow this out. That's good right about there. Highlights, we're going to drop those down. See? Now we're bringing the detail in. Now I can bring the exposure up a little more. Okay. Shadows. I want to focus on his face there. Okay. But I don't want to lose the black and the contour there. I think that's good right about there. The whites. Bring it up just a bit like that. The black. Color, again, I'm going from the top down. Color temp. A little too much green. I meant to say yellow. So that's a good balance right there, because I don't want to lose the tans in his coloring. That's too much magenta. When the image starts to pop, like that feels right. Give him a little more texture, not much. I had the f-stop a little too low on this. I wish his ears were sharper, but it is what it is. I focused on his eyes. That's more important anyway. We masked him. He's going to be a little brighter. So I want the background to match him. I don't want it to be like that. That's just crazy. It's too dark. Bring it up so it's a good balance. Not too much, not too little. That's about right there. So we'll do the red hue. Then we'll go to saturation, then luminance for the reds and all the colors. I'm not doing much because there's no reds. The greens are going to be the biggest. That's about right. The yellows. That's good. Still need some work. The greens and the blues are going to be the biggest ones. The green grass is nice, but it takes away from the image too much. So we'll just make it like that. So saturation now. Yellow. Too much yellow saturation. Right there is nice because you see the sidewalk is a nice gray now. Took a lot of that yellow out. That's how it was. Something was bothering me about that image, and right about there is good. The green, it's going to take out some of the grass color. We're going to leave it in like that. That's nice. So this is Rex. He's 2 years old. He's giving me the side eye. The red luminance brings a little bit of color in his mane, just a little bit. The orange is going to do quite a bit since he's got his tan coloring. I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm evening out the brightness right now, so that's good. I want to focus on his face first and foremost. Let's move on. Got to be careful with the saturation here because with his fur, it could get really blotchy really quick. This looks a little too saturated, so I'm going to go back and fix that. Vignette. You know I like the vignette. We're going to do that just a little bit like that so it focuses more on him. Now, here at the end, the shadows, the tinting. See? We just popped a little more color into it. There was a little bit of magenta in there. I knew there was something a little off. I could see it right in here. I rocked it back. Look at that. It really brings out the whites more in the balance. Now it's a little too much greenish tint. You do what's right for you. That looks good right about there. And I'm gonna have to desaturate some of this color because it's looking a little too saturated for my taste. I always like to go back and tweak from the beginning. A little too much blue breaks out the white here, and I don't like it. Takes away some of the detail. Looking at the rocks, it looks like there's a little too much green, so I'm going to have to take care of that. The image as a whole. When I brought the shadows up and down, his back end here going into the tail. Watch this. The shadows, it becomes all black. I want to have it just where it's like it starts. So you still get some of the detail, and then it's black, and then it meets into the tail there. And then also look at his face. I don't want to make it all black. I want to keep the definition in his face. A little too bright. That's good. Right about there. You jack the saturation. That's just terrible. So we're going to bring it down like that. How about we bring this down? Now we get more detail, but we jack the saturation. Sometimes that works with images. It doesn't look like it's going to work with this one too well. Bring it up how it was. That's good. Something with that hue. It looks a little too green or something. And now that's good right there. I was looking at his right front paw right there with the yellow luminance. Yeah, that's not good. Too much, you lose the definition of that paw. So you can use other parts of the photograph to determine what's going to work. There we go. There it is. I removed some of the shadows from green to magenta. We were down here. Pop. You can feel when that image pops. Now a little more magenta at a 21%. That's nice. It gives a different feel for the day. And now these rocks don't have that green. Remember I said that those rocks seem to have like a little greenish cast? Now they do not. But it makes the day look more like a fall day. A little more magenta in the image. I don't want to do that. I'm going to bring it down. More magenta. There we go. I cannot stand yellows and greens in the hue. It drives me nuts. Bam, right there. Alright. But I feel like there's a little too much red or magenta in him. Alright, I think that's a good image. I think we're done. Now let's crop it, because I feel like there's just too much space up here. Let's add a little more vignette, and I think we're done. This way it focuses on him. I'm going to bring the whites down and bring the exposure. And let me see what the highlights do first. No. Let's bring the exposure up just a little bit. Well, I think that's good. I think that's it. Let's crop it just a little more. I like the image, but it's not completely speaking to me. And I think that's because my focus was a bit off, to be honest. Didn't have my glasses on, and he was in this right when I swapped lenses from the 35mm to the 70 to 200. He was laying a distance away from me, like 15 feet or whatever, or 20 feet. I'm like, I got to get that shot. And I just got the lens on, and as soon as I took the image, a few seconds later, he left. So this is nice. It'll work, but the lighting isn't perfect. But we'll go with that. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. More editing to come. I think it's cool to just hang out with you guys and edit some photos and just... I always talk to myself while I'm editing, so I figured I might as well just put up the video and, you know, we'll have some fun with this. So, there you go. See you guys in the next video.